Because, yeah. Hey, it's LJ, and welcome to another episode of LJ Reacts. For those who aren't familiar, this is my little reaction channel where I go through uh, all the pop culture I seemingly have missed as I've sort of started to grow up. So mostly I focus on stuff that's been released in the last sort of 15 to 20 years. However, sometimes I just go outside that remit. Usually I focus on music tracks, although there are a couple of film trailer reactions if that's your bag. But for now, I am focusing on a music track. Of course, if you haven't subscribed, why not? If you enjoy the videos, yeah, click the subscribe button. And if you've enjoyed them, hey, why not share them? Because if you like it, someone else might like it. They might share it, and we can have a huge community. I think it's all great fun and yeah, I feel I won't just be doing this just for the purpose for the benefits of my camera. Um, but yeah, if you do like my stuff, I am on all the social medias. And if you want to see me in real life, I do live appearances, which you can find on the website, which is on my link tree here, as well as all my other little projects. And of course, if you like me enough, you can chuck us a tip, which it's not keeping the lights on at the minute, but it is. Um, it's just a nice little thank you that I do appreciate from every single one of you that does send me one across. Um, so yeah, let's move on to what we're doing here today, shall we? As I have stated a lot in the past, I'm a great sort of classic rock fan. One of my favorite artists, of course, being AC/DC, the epitome of blues rock, and so yeah, it's always kind of I always try and keep up with what all the classic rock bands are doing. And as I taped this not that long ago, as in less than 24 hours ago, one of the greatest classic rock bands of all time released a song, which is even more impressive when you realize that their lead singer sadly died 30 years ago. Yeah, so for those who haven't seen, Queen are re-releasing their album The Miracle, which the album's not bad, but that's honestly I think the worst album cover they've ever had. Just personal preference. I'm not trying to flame anyone. But yeah, so they were doing a re-release and they're going through some of the tapes, and they've recently come across a brand new song. Usually unreleased stuff is quite hit or miss. However, this one they are looking to release as a single, so that's a sign they have some faith in it. So yeah, that is what I'm doing. I am here to check out the brand new song, and it is called "Face It Alone." So they've remastered it all. Made Freddie's vocals sound as good as they possibly can using uh digital technology. So yeah, I'm looking out for so yeah, that is what I am looking at right now. So yeah, I mean I could go on about I mean what's there to say about Queen that's not been said already. I mean I saw them do a gig with Paul Rogers probably about 10 years ago, and um well, it was pretty freaking sweet. I mean, it says a lot. They obviously thought a lot about themselves because they didn't even have a support band; it was just them. And I didn't leave disappointed, but I then bought the one studio album they did, and yeah, that changed pretty quickly. But Queen as an entity, I've recently did a couple of videos for the Freddie tribute concert. I might even do. I'm if anyone is interested, I'm more than happy to just go through that whole thing, do a series of reaction videos just for the concert as a whole. But if that's something you're interested in, chuck it in the comments below. In fact, chuck any suggestions in the comments below because I am currently working through some, and if you haven't seen them already, then they are coming up soon. So yeah, this is like I said, this is Face Alone. Not heard anything about it, although like I said, this is less than 24 hours removed from this being released. There is already reaction videos up. Planning on releasing this when the physical release came out. However, I'm releasing it today as which is the weekend immediately following its release. Because yeah, if there's that much interest in it, who am I to try and fight that possible publicity? So yeah, check it out. Um, in fact, well, let's check it all. Let's check it out now. So yeah, let's crack on with this reaction. Let's see what we got here. And I want to play. Just quickly, I want to say this is. I'm sure there are a lot of musicians who agree with me, but there are certain songs that you should start an album with. There are certain places on an album certain songs go. This sounds like the sort of song you would kind of put right at the start. So just get a slow kind of start, just boom. Because it sounds like it's building to something, but yeah, let's have a look, see what's actually building to.
When something so near and dear to life explodes in sight, you feel your soul is set on fire. When something so deep and so far and wide falls down beside, your cries can be heard so loud and clear. Your life is your own. You're in charge of yourself, master of your home. In the
Um, 1 minute 29 into this, and it still sounds like it's building. It's a lot of people sort of forget, like, if you listen to the first couple of Queen albums, they were very, I don't want to say generic, but they were kind of standard stadium rock. It wasn't till probably a good few years in that they really sort of kind of hit out with like all the sort of big songs that you kind of know them for. This is right now is reminding me of, if you ever listen to like Queen or Queen 2, it's very kind of this sounds like a lot of the other 70s stadium rock acts. Um, but yeah, let's see, let's give it a go, see how let's see if it picks up at all.
you have to face it all alone.
I'm gonna pause it right there. It's just without sort of doing a quick Wikipedia check. I believe this would have been around the time that Freddie would have been diagnosed with having AIDS. And if it's him doing the lyrics, which it wasn't always, but it's just, you can generally tell with Queen's tracks who is writing it by depending on where the focus is on what instrument. Like, yeah, the Roger Taylor did "We Will Rock You" because it's a rhythm section thing, it's more focused on the rhythm section than the lyrics. But yeah, if lyrically Freddie Mercury was writing these lyrics, it's very interesting looking to where his mindset was, because like I said, I don't know offhand when he was properly diagnosed, because all that stuff was kept quite secret up until right near the end. So if he was diagnosed quite close to this, then yeah, this is a very interesting look into where his mind would have been.
When something so dear to your life explodes in sight, you feel your soul is burned alive, burned alive. When something so deep and so far and wide falls down beside, your cries can be heard so loud and clear. Your life is your own, you're in charge of yourself, master of your home. In the end, you have to face it alone.
That is, it's I don't know how I'm going to best way to phrase this, but so we live in an age where people are starting to talk more about sort of like mental health and how, you know, it's okay not to be okay and all that, and that we're trying to get rid of the stigma of mental health. It's weird. Obviously, this is nearly 35 years old, this song, but it's only just coming out, so it's weird. So it's obvious. So it's obvious the strains of, you know, it's okay not to be okay is not doesn't appear to be very present in this. It's certainly an interesting time capsule. Sort of looking back at, you know, like I said, it could be just be where Freddie's head was at, or it could just, I don't know how much the input the band had in this, whether they sort of agreed with it or whether they, I, mm,
When the moon has lost its glow, 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 you have to face it all alone.
let's get some final thoughts on, shall we? So, what did I think of that? Well, I mean, I've just thrown up the Wikipedia page so I could look at the track listing for what was on here, and the one I recognise most, the one that jumps out at me most, is "I Want It All," which, although it was written by Brian May, sounds like it's kind of an answer to that one there. Maybe it's just me. But yeah, you know, that was a song about, you know, taking control of your life, and then you've got Brian May answering back with "I Want It All." That just sounds. I don't know. I mean, as a song itself, it's like I said during the reaction, it's an interesting time capsule because it sort of shows the sort of state of mind that Freddie Mercury was in at the time. like I said, which makes more sense if that was the time he'd been diagnosed with AIDS, because he probably would have felt quite isolated. Because when, especially back then, when you had something like that, you knew it was, when it got to that point, you knew your days were numbered. I think he would have gone on for another 2-3 years after that. So yeah, but it's one thing that with Freddie Mercury towards the end, you'd watch something like his later concerts. If you didn't know what he was dealing with, you wouldn't know watching those concerts. It's something I remember speaking about with my other half, was something came on TV and it's just amazing, just the amount of energy he had. It's weird hearing a song like that where it's not, where that energy is not present, at least not obviously. I think he's focusing it in a completely different direction. He doesn't have the explosiveness that he can do. He just has, he's more focused on channeling it to try to come across in, actually, it's quite heavy lyrics. So what do I make of it as a song? It's, the trouble is, when you think about Queen, you always, at least I do, I always think of all the explosive bangers that they put out. Like I just mentioned "I Want It All." That's a great song. You've got like Bohemian Rhapsody is fantastic song. Everyone loves that. I mean, even something like "Someone to Love," which is more like a standard song, but it's still one of the bigger hits because there is something about it that draws you to it. This one, it's so inverse of all of those songs and all the Queen songs everyone thinks of. It's I don't know how to describe it. I mean, I don't even know if I can give it an honest grade right now. I think as I'm gonna obviously watch it a few more times, edit this, which sometimes throws things into better perspective for me. In fact, I'm gonna probably, once I finish doing this, listen to it just all the way through without pausing it. Just try and get a better range of it. But I do try and do these final thoughts just as a pure reflection on the reaction I just did. So I mean, 'cause it's only like, it's not even a 7 out of 10 song, but it's, from the reaction, maybe if I listen to it again and I sort of break it down, after listening to it a few more times, because I genuinely can't, from that one listening, I can't rate it that highly. But I've said before, I always bring up Oasis "Don't Look Back in Anger" to try and sort of sum up songs like this, because musically it doesn't excite like a proper club banger that everyone sort of loves dancing along to, but lyrically this one's very interesting. I mean, the lyrics of, what was it, when the moon has lost its glow, that's, I've spoken on these videos before about my battles with depression, and that very much sums up how you can feel with regards to things like that. It just if you've never had it, it's hard to describe. It's because it's not even a sadness, it's just an emptiness where you just can't feel. And so the lyric of "When the Moon's Lost Its Glow" is very, very much an accurate way of how someone in a such a helpless state could possibly feel. Yeah, as a racing, I really, like I said, on just off the back of that one listening though, I can only really give it a 6.5 at best, which is a change, but I feel it may change with further listings, but it's definitely a grower, not a shower. So yeah, that's what I've got to say about that. Hopefully I've not upset too many Queen fans with my mediocre review of that track, but unfortunately I gotta calls it the way I see it. That's what I do.
You didn't have to tell it like it is.
So yeah, unfortunately that's where I gotta leave it. 6.5. But hey, if you disagree with me, let me know. Chuck your thoughts down in the comments. I do read all of them, even if I don't reply to that many. But yeah, you can like, share, subscribe. You can check out all my social medias. See me in person. All my dates are on the link tree there, and you can chuck us a tip. Other than that, yeah, that has been the episode for this time. Yeah, hey, spread the word, help me beat the algorithm, and until next time, it's been emotional.
Where the moon has lost its glow, you have to face it all alone.
I need your help to beat the YouTube algorithm, even. Hey. Okay, I've just thrown up the Wikipedia page here just to see what else was on it, and yeah. So you can this. Yeah, that's just so. Trying to think of a way to cover up that gaff. Unfortunately, I gotta call it the way I see it. That's what I do.